one of the dream gyozas that I've been wanting to do is Wagyu. So we'll be doing Wagyu gyoza to pair with wine. Help the guests and customers to reimagine gyozas as a main dish. How I live my life is mainly, oh yeah, yes, that's a good idea. And you know what? Let's do it this way. A more collaborative approach.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ordinary Podcast, Ordinary Podcast, where we interview ordinary people with extraordinary lives. And today we have Adrian Choong on the podcast, and he is the founder of Gyoza For Life. Before we go, gyozas and dumplings are like staples of everyday food. We have in Chinese, Italian. Apparently, he told me Italian. There's gyozas too.
Yep. I mean, in Italian version of it.
Italian version,
like a pasta version,
Pasta
where there's
version.
like a skin and then some fillings in it, and you cook with the pasta sauce.
I have to go try it out.
Yeah,
Apparently, I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
had Italian gyozas,
It's
but
Korean,
Japanese.
Yeah,
You always,
many versions.
order
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
before we get into like gyozas and stuff, Adrian, just introduce yourself. What do you do?
Right. My name is Adrian Choong. I stand 175 centimeters tall, based in KL. My agent is Sky Talent Agency. Just kidding. This is how we introduce
Shout out.
ourselves. That's how we introduce ourselves in the acting world. Like when we go to like a casting call and stuff. But long story short, my name is Adrian Choong. I am the founder for Gyoza For Life. Why gyozas? It's sort of like an accident, if you want to put it that way. Well, I came back in 2021, long story short. Pretty much after spending 13 years in Canada as an actor, both in television, film, and on stage, came back with, nothing really much going on. MCO 2.0 had just been announced by the then Prime Minister. So pretty much was at home a lot. I mean, it was nice spending time with family. But then one of my cousins, who's in the Japanese industry for about 15 years, he hit me up and he was like, hey, I've been selling gyozas on the side because I had a 50% pay cut. Do you want to help me sell them since you're so free?
Since you're so free, yeah.
He said, I would focus on making them and you would just sell them and you get a commission for it. And so that was the start of the idea of selling gyozas. And for me, it was just, it was a great opportunity to learn a new skill, selling, marketing, and driving if you want to put delivery in as well. So when he came to me with the opportunity to, try this out, I was like, yeah, why not? Since again, I had really nothing much to do. Production, was closed because of MCO. But the one thing that was going on was the food industry.
Yeah, you gotta eat.
Yeah. Everybody's got to eat. Yeah. So long story short, that's how I got into it. And then about 6 months later, when he had to go back to work full time, I told him, hey, why don't you teach me how to make them? I want to, start my own company. And that was the formation of Gyoza For Life.
So who is actually part of Gyoza For Life? Is this you or?
When it first established in 2021, it was just me and then, my family, my sister and my mom. And then some part-timers that we hired along the way. But now it's me, and then we brought in another partner, a chef partner that does R&D. Shout out to Malcolm Wu. He does a lot of R&D, lots of the new flavors, the interesting fusion flavors that we're going to be talking about later. And so I can just focus on growing the business and doing operations.
So you're the face. You're the face of Gyoza For Life. Actually, speaking about their flavors, I actually love their mala one. So I've been asking him, why is it always off the website? Honestly, that's the one that if it comes out, you just go get it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's quite popular in a sense where it's quite different, and then we use lamb. The reason why it's off the shelves currently is we're in a sort of like a transitional phase where we're trying to redo the costing. Lamb is expensive.
Correct.
At this point, and we use like Aussie lamb, so it's like good quality. We're trying to figure a way to lower down the cost and but still maintaining the quality of it.
Right.
And so but definitely it will come back soon.
That's one of your flavors, which when we had it, then we're like, whoa, it stands out from the rest. But since that's not here yet, what other flavors do you have right now?
Well, currently, I mean, our staple ones are bakute gyozas,
Oh, yeah?
which you will be able to taste some later. Bakude Gyozas is one of the first one that we introduced as part of Gyoza for Life. When I first started Gyoza for Life, I thought to myself, how can we make our gyozas or dumplings different from others? You always see so many in the supermarkets, so many different brands, but they all have
Sell
very
essentially the
generic
same thing.
flavors. So for me, we wanted to make things different. We wanted to create flavors that would make people do a take
It's like-
back, like
like,
whoa.
wait a
Bakute
minute.
gyozas? Wait a minute. So we always want to build that curiosity, and so bakute was the first flavor that we sort of introduced, along with Japanese curry that is still on our menu.
Yeah.
Those two are like the staple ones. And then we do have like the original flavor, which is the more, if you're into traditional flavors, the chicken and chives, gyozas that's something that you can go for. But now we do have
Krapao.
kapao, Thai kapao. I recently learned that the proper way to say it. I've been saying it krapao the whole time,
So it's
but it's actually kapao,
like kapao, like
kapao,
kapao.
kapao.
So order it correctly next time. Okay, but personally, what do you think was the journey through R&D, everything? How do you come up with this like few flavors? Because I'm pretty sure you tried a lot of other different flavors.
Yeah, the R&D part in the initial beginning, I mean, even till now this day, a lot of it was me creating a list of food that I really like. Like Japanese curry, I love Japanese curry. Bakute, I love bakute. Thai kapao, I love Thai kapao. So I pretty much list down food that I love to eat as its own dish, and then I sit around with the team and figure out whether we can make it into a little pouch. And that's how our process normally starts. What interests us as a dish, and then how can we make it feasible into a dumpling form or a gyoza form?
Dumplings are something that I feel like it's nice to have, but I don't think so everyone will just, it's not something like rice or chicken that people just get it. It's something on the side.
Yeah. So we've been on a mission to sort of help people rethink the way they eat gyozas with our pop-up events, with our the events that we've been doing, kitchen takeovers. We've been sort of trying to reimagine, help the guests and customers to reimagine gyozas as a main dish. So we'll do very interesting flavors with a lot of great protein, great vegetables in it, and then garnish it with like filling toppings, and then rice or noodles be the side, and gyozas as the main dish. Yeah.
That really changes how I look at gyoza.
So
right
like
now.
if you go like for example tai chao, you have your rice, and then the main dish are like your vegetables, your gulu, your dishes. So we try to like imagine gyozas as that
kulo
staple dish. Yeah, we did have a gulu gyozas before. Yeah.
I think your pop-ups are actually something I want to touch on, because pop-ups are very interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't had the chance to go to one. I think there was one outside my house.
Hey,
that
you're
day.
missing out.
Yeah. I think the next one will be wine.
Yes,
if I'm
yes,
not
we
mistaken.
have a very ambitious new project, new pop-up that we're sort of collaborating with Juno Bangsa. They are specializing in wine, and we came together and we thought, they're pretty well known for like trying to reimagine, just like us, reimagine how to pair wines differently. Like they've done wine pairings with char kway teow, with pickles. So when they came to us with the opportunity to put gyozas as a wine pairing, we thought,
Wow.
that is something that we've been wanting to try, and we're sort of really grateful to be able to be given this opportunity.
But yeah, I mean, how do you come up with these collaborations? Like, who do you choose to do your collaborations with?
A lot of time it's well, I mean, as we do pop-ups, a lot of the industries, business owners, cafe owners, they would also come to our pop-ups. They would try our stuff, and then we sort of start a conversation from there. Like, oh hey, wouldn't it be cool to do a pop-up at your cafe? So a lot of it starts from a conversation, and also like sometimes it's they reach out to us, sometimes it's us reach out to them, and we like to do things very thematically as well. and also intentionally with for example, Shikomi one was the Subang demographic, and then airplane mode was the PJ crowd, and Juno would be a new and fun challenge because it's the KL crowd. So we sort of try to stretch ourselves in different demographics and different places in KL. Yeah.
But there's so many possible collaborators.
Yeah,
over
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Well, what is the thing that you actually say, hey, we can do this together? Is there like something you look for when you look for collaborations?
A lot
Or is
of
this
it,
a
a lot of
vibe?
time we sort of like either like we would go to each other's events, we would support, and then from there, like, hey, like this cafe looks pretty dope. This kitchen looks pretty swell. This restaurant looks pretty cool. Then we sort of start a conversation from there, like, a concept that maybe I would propose to the business owners or the restaurant or the cafe and be like, oh, hey, this theme, like for example, Shikomi, I came to them and I was like, your vibes at your cafe looks like a very home style, homely feel. Wouldn't it be cool if we do like a very homey feel, very homey theme sort of event? And when we were going through the drawing books and figuring out what flavors, we ask ourselves, what did we grow up eating? And Marmite chicken was one of the things that I grew up eating and love eating. And so when we were discussing what gyoza flavor we were gonna do, like I was like, Marmite chicken, please, Marmite chicken, Marmite chicken, and thankfully, Malcolm, our R&D chef, was able to produce something spectacular.
I like to hear his end of the story.
Yeah, yeah,
How he
yeah,
came
yeah.
up with the.
Yeah.
Because like previously we did an interview with one of our friends who owns a cafe, and the mom was like, I like this, figure it out. It kind of sounds like what you.
Yeah, Malcolm has a huge background in F&B. He's been the head R&D for La Cher, for Dodo Bake. So he's very hands-on in terms of his R&D approach, and has a huge wealth of knowledge on how to approach these stuff and his own process on how to pair flavors with how to pair different flavors with different condiments and different vegetables with different meat. And so like it's been great having him around, and it really takes our gyozas from this level to this level. Yeah.
So you work together. So it's actually mainly a family business, if I'm not mistaken, with this additional Malcolm guy.
Yeah. It's still considered
A family.
a family affair, if you want to put it that way. Because Malcolm is actually my sister's boyfriend.
Okay. It's still a family.
Yeah,
affair
it's still family. Yeah. But it's how I met him was, I mean, obviously they were dating and stuff like that, and like I needed someone to come in
then.
to
You just went like, yep.
what?
You just went like, yep, you're mine now.
Sometimes.
I'll lend your boyfriend while I'm not giving him back.
No, I mean sometimes. Before he officially joined us, he would help us with like part-time R&D, how to improve our processes, how to improve our flavors, our existing flavors. So we've been engaging him, like part-time or via contract basis. And this year was the year where he fully joined us and really was able to focus on huge improvement in quality and huge innovation in the flavors. Yeah.
Because I think also the previous episode we talked about family business being run and some of the challenges they shared. Have you, your family met some challenges while doing this business?
Not really challenges per se, but a lot of I mean, till this day, in a good way, my mom still like is there to nag and remind me to hey, you gotta do this. Hey, you gotta do that. Hey, did you quality check this? Hey, did you quality check that? It's out of love and the idea of wanting us to succeed. Yeah. So I don't mind that, and I love that actually, and it's something great about having a family business. I guess like you have always someone to to be on your toes and to always like check in on you and to always make sure that everything runs smooth. Or if you had a long day, you come home and my mom would always ask me, "Oh, how was things?" It's something that I hold dearly.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, since we're talking about business, and I
Yeah.
think we need to touch a bit on how you came into this business also.
Mhm.
When previously you were an actor, you said you
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
training, corporate training.
Yep.
How do you end up doing gyozas? Like, how did this become a full-time business for you?
When I started this Gyoza For Life business, um, and I had a lot of fun interacting with customers. Had a lot of fun, creating new flavors. Had a lot of fun seeing this small business grow. Um, so I told myself that maybe this, maybe I should. I mean, I'm still an actor. I still act in my own ads. If not, sometimes whenever there's
He paid himself as a talent.
paid actor, hashtag paid actor. But no, I love doing what I do. Acting will always be in me. Uh, and I've also, recently dabbled into a lot of directing as well, directing for film. So that also plays a huge part in terms of the skits that we do on Gyoza For Life page. The whenever we collaborate with someone, whenever we go do a pop up, I like to do this intro reel where we sort of introduce the next
Oh, yeah,
collaborator we
yeah.
have that we do.
Those are
with.
actually one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
So
oh,
with
that's
Chikomi, we did a skit called "She Called Me." She
I
called
think
me.
I
She
remember,
called me.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. So I like to do all this creative stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like it feeds my creative juices, in the sense where it running a business, but also still able to exercise my artistic side of me is quite fulfilling. So I think to answer your question, yeah, I'm enjoying running this business full time while also satisfying the artist in me and the actor in me, the director in me, and I feel like they've sort of intertwined really seamlessly and really perfectly, and yeah, no complaints.
It's a complementary
Yeah,
skill.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But since you actually consider yourself still an actor,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
And how is the acting scene in Malaysia looking like?
Um, well, to be honest, I haven't really explored the Malaysian scene full time on the
Okay.
because previously I've been mainly based in Canada. I've been doing more projects in Canada. In Malaysia, I do collaborate a lot with the local scene as
You were a
well.
doctor in one of that
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah,
What's
yeah.
that
It was
thing?
it's a movie that released this year called Raintown,
It's really, the story is.
directed by Tunku Mona Riza. Shout out to Tunku Mona Riza. Thank you for the opportunity. It was a lot of fun. It was shot in Taiping.
Oh.
So we traveled to Taiping to shoot that movie. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, so whenever there's projects available and suitable roles for me, no doubt I will go back in a flinch. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's more of a right now you're complementing your gyoza business with your acting skills, and actually you're doing a lot more directing, creative.
Yeah, yeah,
crea-
writing my own, like scripts and stuff like that, which is a lot of fun. Learning, in terms of like the short form, media, how to create hooks, the 3 second hooks, which are so important. Um, so I feel very, very fortunate and very thankful that running a business while also being an actor, director, artist has sort of like
I think
seamlessly.
especially now social media
Yeah.
marketing is all about creating that narrative, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how do you deliver that narrative through like short form,
Yeah,
especially now.
yeah, yeah.
And I think in this case you can consider yourself as a marketer, right?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, I do a lot of the I mean, I do most of the marketing
Most of
for
them.
for Gyoza For Life. And yeah, I mean, like a lot of fun, a lot of
How,
fun.
how would you say are some of the best ways to grow this kind of small business? You start from your home and everything. How do you get this exposure from, social media, or what were the kind of strategies you guys deploy?
In the start when during the pandemic was a lot of I mean, as from my experience, growing from 0 followers to 1,000 followers, what I did was a lot of paid Instagram ads. But obviously, paid ads in itself is a skill as well. Directing it to the demographic that you want, creating the copy that's a good enough hook, the visuals and stuff like that. All those need to sort of work together. And so I guess for me, because Gyoza for Life has gone through two phases. That's why it's called Gyoza for Life 2.0 now, because Gyoza for Life had a first account that was actually deactivated by Instagram, sadly, for reasons I still don't know why. But fortunately, it gave us another opportunity to rethink the way we run social media, more carefully, more intentionally, and so I guess marketing strategy has been doing a lot of reels. From last year versus this year, I've been switching a lot of my content to doing reels.
Yeah, I realized
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
do a lot
yeah.
of.
Reels really reach an audience that you don't normally reach with just a post.
I'm curious with your reels. How do you script your reels? It's very interesting how like every different place there's a different storyline.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Different. How do you script it, or how do you come up with the ideas? Is there
A lot of it is I'm a very visual person, and also so like a visual and also a listener. So normally whenever I go to the cafe that we're gonna be working with, I'll be inspired by the surroundings, take in all whatever details I can take in from the cafe. Another example, Shikomi, was a lot of wood, a lot of very homely portraits, um, cozy kind of vibe. So creating a script based on that, and how I write my script is also like, I mean, I guess when after I sort of like take in all the things that I can look with, it sort of inspires like a sort of like a mini story, and then from there the script is formed through um, actually me listening to music. So how I write my script, how I write the rhythm to it is listening to music. Um, so really music inspires me to write in a certain way, to make those characters feel a certain way, and really intentionally, line by line in the lyrics, like which moment this will happen, which moment that will happen, which moment this will
So
happen.
you actually pick the song first.
Yeah, I pick the song first. Yeah, yeah,
Before you run
yeah,
your.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh, I never thought about it
yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like for example, the next pop up that we're gonna be next pop up we're gonna be doing, which we're gonna be doing our tasting soon. I've sort of like scripted the intro reel that I'm gonna be doing based on the song, the Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga song,
Oh,
Die with a Smile, or
yeah,
Die,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and sort of intentionally go through every lyrics to sort of like portray what the character is feeling. Um, yeah, a lot of music really inspires my creative process. Yeah,
I think for all that three roles that you mentioned, we do take a lot of risk.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
say it's not anything simple or straightforward. How do you deal with risk, or how does these roles actually help you, you know, deal with setbacks and risks?
I mean, setbacks are bound to happen. I sort of view it in a sense where it's it's all learning opportunity. Like for me, I have no like formal background in like studying business, no formal background in run F&B. So a lot of things I view it as me being a sponge, going to places. What if I do fail in some stuff? It's an opportunity for me to absorb into my sponge to learn. Um, so I don't really call it like a setback. I could like call it as a learning opportunity. For me, it's we just gotta deal with it. You just gotta
It's the
figure
next
out a
one.
way. Keep moving forward, keep absorbing, keep learning, being open to ideas, being open to suggestions, feedbacks. That's how we grow. That's how I respond. I guess like you always react truthfully to what the other person is giving you, and for me, it's a lot of just being in the moment and
Right.
and trying to learn as much. Yeah.
Let's say if someone wants to start a business right now, let's say someone's in university, or
Mm-hmm.
even they're doing a job right now,
Mm-hmm.
but they want to start something on the side that could eventually become
Mm-hmm.
something their own.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give them?
Just try it. it's just like me, like, like I have no background in F&B. I was presented with the opportunity um, at a point where I was willing to learn, willing to fall, willing to climb up, willing to just just try in acting, especially in improvisation. Improv. Have you heard of improv?
I've seen
It's
some interesting stuff on
yeah,
TikTok.
yeah. So like in acting, specifically improv, there's this thing called yes and.
Okay.
You go by this rule, yes and. So many of us, we go through lives, we go through our jobs, we always hear, yes, that's a good idea, but this might be the risk, this might be the maybe not so much, not let's not do this, let's not do that because of the risk, because of that, because of that. But how I live my life is mainly, oh yeah, yes, that's a good idea, and you know what, let's do it this way. More collaborative approach. Um, so I think that's been my motto. Yes, and something that I can draw from acting to how I want to run my life and how I want to run my business. Being open to collaborators, being open to learn. Yes, that's a great idea. And you know what? I'm gonna spend and invest some time to learn more on how to R&D.
Oh.
Yes, and you know what? I'm gonna learn how to do my P&L report.
I never thought about it that way, actually. Yeah.
So start practicing yes and.
Yeah, yes, and don't yes,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah, no yes but.
All right, so I think just a few more questions before we end. What's next for you, Adrian Choong, as a person?
What's next for me, Adrian Choong, as a person? That's a good question. Well, growing the business, growing Gyoza for Life. This year we've been really intentional in the approach of introducing our customers and introducing new customers to the idea of dine-in gyozas as a main dish. We've tested a lot of flavors that we can use in the future. Pop-ups are also vessels for us to R&D flavors to test out the market. So this year has been a lot of events, pop-ups. Next year, I foresee the beginning of the year we'll also be doing lots of collaborations, events. But hopefully by the end of Q3, Q4, maybe we'll have our shop. Yep.
I like your shop here. I can just walk across the street. Fun fact,
19C,
he
19A.
stays 2 rows behind
Yeah.
my place, and he didn't
Yeah,
know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we've been living
Yeah.
here all our lives.
I should probably come here more often to lay on this
Why
couch.
not? But I'm moving my office, so this won't be where I'll be.
It's okay, I'll make friends with Elgin.
Yeah. This will be his place.
His place.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
His office.
Yeah.
His banker lah. So he's all his cosplay stuff. We digress. Okay, so I mean, one more thing. When's your next, let's say, 2 events? I know one's in October. What's in November?
So October we'll be doing a collaboration with Juno Bangsar. Like I said, one of the dream gyoza that I'll be doing, one of the dream gyozas that I've been wanting to do is Wagyu. So we'll be doing Wagyu gyoza to pair with wine. We'll be doing something called a bouillabaisse gyoza. Bouillabaisse is sort of seafood, crustacean gyoza. So a bit more upscale to pair
That's
with
very interesting.
wine. So that would be Juno. A brand new approach to wine pairing. And actually, we've done a little bit of research. It's actually the first gyoza and wine pairing in Malaysia.
Oh.
Yeah. And so we're excited about that. It's one of the most ambitious projects that we'll be doing to date, and very excited. Yeah, anyway, so Juno Bangsar, really excited. We're doing 4 different gyozas to pair with 4 different wines. And the gyozas are going to be quite interesting. There's going to be one of my dream gyoza that I've been, really manifesting.
And when would this be?
This will be October 25th to 27th. In November, we'll be collaborating with a cafe called Space Gray in SS2.
Okay.
Space Gray is going to be also a very, very exciting project that I've been wanting to collaborate with Nick, who is the owner of Space Gray. And and then December, we're still figuring out our next collaborator, but we're excited. We're excited what the future will bring, and I think there's a lot of potential in seeing us push boundaries, seeing us creating new flavors, creating new flavors that will continue to make people turn their heads, make people to be curious, and help them reimagine the way they eat gyoza/dumplings as a main dish. Yeah.
All right. I will be there for the space gray ones. I've been in Maldives for
Enjoy
judo,
Maldives.
so I was
If you do find a cool Maldives dish that
The
could
Maldivian,
potentially be a gyoza form, do let me know.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Before we end, I actually got something interesting for y'all. So, in this episode, we're giving out 5 gyozas, 5 packs of gyozas, not 5 dumplings. We're not the kiamsiap lah. We're giving out
Yeah.
5 packs of gyozas. You can pick any flavor you want. So, how do you win this? You first got to subscribe to my channel, definitely. Follow them on Instagram. Everything will be in the description. And you need to comment down below what's your favorite flavor or what flavor do you want. All right. I haven't fully thought about the contest rules, but it will be in the description when the video comes out.
Perfect.
So participate and get your free gyozas, and we'll see you in the next podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you.